I think we can start now, no? How many of you, like, I think all of you have imported like YML file and create the environment, no? Everyone created the like import the YML file like as an environment, no? So just open the Anaconda prompt. So we will go with Jupyter Labs today. Search over there and like you can open the Anaconda prompt. Open this one in your PC. And yesterday we discussed one in like how to view the environments. Like we can like you can see the environments in your directory. env list. There you can see all the directories over there. Okay. You see the directories over here. So if you have import that thing, like if you didn't import that thing yet, let me show you the steps. So you have to go into the directory where you save the YML file first. So my one is in here. If I type dir file inside basic. So here's the location I have that file. So what's the command to create the environment using the YML file? What's the command to import the YML file? Yesterday we discussed. To import the YML file, what's the command? What's the command? Okay. So this is the command you have to use on creating the environment. Once you like hit enter, it will load all the libraries and everything will be installed in your PC. So if you haven't installed it yet, now is time like you can save that YML file which I send you in the group and start creating the environment. So you can try to open that YML file and see what kind of libraries are over there. So you don't need to install each library manually. So if you open this YML file over there, so this is the YML file which I have sent you. So this is the YML file. If you open it up, you will see what kind of libraries are over there and which Python version is I am using for this environment. So if you double click and open this one, you can see all the libraries and even the Python version. So here, from here you can see. So this one I am using channel as like Conda Forge and the environment name will be IMSA env at the end. So here I am specifying a Python version. So I am using Python version 3.6 for this one. And then how many libraries are there? Matplotlib, Cartopy version 0.17 and then Jupyterlab and then NetCDF and some other libraries that we will discuss in future. So these are the libraries. So if you import this one using a YML file, after creating the environment, you don't need to like manually install like each and every single individual library. So if that library is not here, then you have to install. Unless if all the libraries are there, you don't need to install. But if one of the libraries in here is like missing, then you have to install. There's one library missing actually in here. So like I will ask you guys in the upcoming training, you have to install those libraries over there. Because sometimes like errors will occur in your PC when we start coding. Okay, since this one is installing in my PC, I will on the env list and I will activate one environment. You guys can activate the environment. From there, you will see the actual environment name is IMSA ENV. But I didn't import that environment, so it's still importing. So I will go ahead and discuss something regarding Jupyter Lab. So you guys can activate that environment. How to activate that environment? Activate, then your environment name. Over there you will see IMSA ENV, not like something like this. Now for this training purpose, I will load this one because I only need Jupyter Lab. Today I will discuss about the Jupyter Lab. You need to know about that thing before starting the training. So I will copy the environment name and paste. For you guys, you have to type IMSA ENV. Then you can hit enter. Then the environment will be activated. So how you will know the environment is activated? In the front you will see the environment name. So now you can type to load the Jupyter Lab. Now we have to change the directory actually. Now if we start to like do coding or something, where it will save? All the files that we are going to save, all the codes and everything we are going to create will be saved in C users this directory. So I suggest you to go somewhere else, not like in this directory. You can, like, if you have multiple drives, you can create one folder. Like over, I will select D for this one, and then you can create one empty folder for this one. So you can give any name that you like. I will give this one, like, don't give any spaces. If you need to put any space, just use underscore. I will give like IMSA Python underscore training. So now I need to change my working directory into this one. How we can change the working directory into this location? So my folder is in D IMSA Python trading. So now I need to change into that environment before I load the Jupyter Lab. So how I can change the location? So this is CMD command. So you can type CD, then D, then the path to your folder. And then you can hit enter. So since it's still not changed, you can simply type D and double dot and hit enter. It will automatically change. So first you have to change your working directory. To change the working directory, you have to use like command line, typical commands that we are using in command line. CD is like change directory. It will work in PowerShell, CMD, or anywhere in Windows. Whenever you need to like change the directory, you have to type CD. You can like do in the opposite way as well. First you can change the directory and then you can activate the environment, or else you can activate the environment first and then you can change the directory. So now if I hit type dir and hit enter, you will see there's no any files or folders in this directory. So now to load the Jupyter Notebook or Jupyter Lab, what's the command? To load the Jupyter Lab, you need to type Jupyter-lab and hit enter. So it will load the Jupyter server and then you can see the interface of the Jupyter Lab. It will work because for my one, like the other environment is creating on this window, that's why it's like taking some time. So now you will see like the server is loaded and it should automatically open up in your default browser. If it is not coming, what you can do is, if you will see this command to access the server, open this file in a browser. So you can copy this line and open it over there. Just like copy this line and open, otherwise you can click in here. If it is not coming, just double check the spellings of this one. You have to type the exact word like this. If you make any like spelling mistake, then it will not load. You have to type the exact thing. Is working now? Not working? First, you have to activate that environment. No, you have to activate IMSA env. This env. Yeah. Wait, let me finish this installation of the actual environment, then I can follow along. So actually, you have to activate that IMSA env. Your environment name will be IMSA env, not IMSA training or anything. IMSA env. Yeah, you will see something like IMSA underscore env. Something like this you should be able to see. Like after you type this command, in here under the environments, you should see some in one environment IMSA underscore env. If you import like that YML file. Yeah, like today in the morning I send you an YML file. No, I ask you to import that thing as an environment in your Conda environment. So if you import that thing, this name should be over there. So you have to activate that environment because over there Jupyterlab is installed. Now it's working, no? For me, actually, I forget to like import this one. I was like doing this thing in my desktop, so that's why I'm importing. See, now I'm importing. After this one, you will see like I will also have that same environment. Then I will use it because it's taking time. That's why I activated this environment. So here also I have the Jupyterlab, so I can carry on the Jupyterlab training part. So all of you guys like loaded the Jupyterlab. How many of you can like couldn't able to like load this one? Just raise the hand. Did you import that file like yesterday? I like asked you to import that YML file. Yeah. What happened? Can you save that YML file first? Which one? The one you said the group? No, no, no. Just download that YML file and save it somewhere in your PC. In WeChat, you can go to the WeChat and like the group chat. The one you said? Yeah, in the group chat. Just save this one. Save this one in your D or somewhere. You can save this one or save as you can save this file. You can save this file. So for this one also you didn't. I think you guys, most of you guys haven't import the environment yet. So I think you have to like import the environment. No, you don't need to install. Yesterday I sent you a message in there. No, today in the morning I send you a message to the group. So in the group I send you a message. This file. So you can right click over here and save this file in somewhere. Just save this file. So for this like for the demonstration again I will save this one in my D drive under training 24. In here I will save that file. So IMSA Python env. So I will save this one. You guys also can follow up the same procedure. So if you haven't like installed it, like import this environment, then you will see the file. You can open the file manager and then you will see the file over there. So I save this file over here. So I have this file in here. So if you guys didn't see that environment, that IMSA, if you didn't see this IMSA env, that means you didn't import your YML file. Yesterday we discussed how we can back up. Actually, this is the environment I used to like run this all the course that I am going to discuss. So how many of you guys didn't see this environment like IMSA env when you type Conda env list? After you type conda env list, there should be like some names appear in there, no? The environment name, all the environment names. If you type conda env, you will see all the name list like this. In here, there should be one name, like one environment name like this. IMSA env. How many of you guys are seeing this one in there, like after you type this command? Just raise the hand. How many of you guys are seeing this? IMSA env, this environment name. Here also I don't have that environment because I didn't import. So how many of you guys are seeing that environment in here? This name, not like this name. Most of them they don't have. So that's why I say yesterday I discussed all the thing, how to import and how to export. So I asked you like import. Yesterday also we did the same thing. So take notes, like take these notes, like you can write somewhere. That's why I'm even not sending the PPT file. If I send the PPT file, I know you will like forget everything at the end. So how many of you guys are seeing this environment? Just raise the hand. If you didn't see, that means you didn't import. Because if you open up the YML file, you will see in the YML file the environment name should be this. So this name should be appeared over there when you type conda env list. If not, you have to type this command to import. You will have to type this command to import that environment. You will have to type this command to import that environment. So, okay, if you guys didn't do that thing, just follow me up. So just open the Anaconda prompt. You can open the Anaconda prompt and then I show you the steps, save the YML file. So I save the YML file in my D. So to create, like import this environment, it will take some time. That's why I asked you guys in the morning to open this, like load this environment first. So when you type conda env list, if you didn't see that environment name, this environment name, just follow the steps. If you see this one, you don't need to follow. The people who didn't see this name in here, in their environment name list, then they have to follow this step. So in here, I also don't have this environment name. That means I didn't import that YML file. So the first step is you have to save the YML file which I sent in the group and save it in a location that any location that you like. You can save this one in any location that you like. For this one, I saved this one in my D drive training 24. So just remember the path that where you are saving this YML file because we need to like know the path. So I will save this again. So it will ask that the file is already over there. Now, yesterday we discussed how we can import this one. First thing we need to go into the location. So now I am in C users Dinesh. So in here that YML file is not there. So now I need to change this one because in my case I save this file into my drive D. So I will type D first. Now I have changed from C to D. Now I am in D drive. So in here I save my file in CD training 24. So now I will move inside of that folder. If I type dir double dir, now you should be able to see all the files over there. So now I am in that directory and I see that YML file which I have sent into the group. Yeah, that's the place that I have saved. If you save any other place, you have to go into that directory. I am using this directory because I saved my file over here. So you can access, otherwise you can access the location from here and copy this path. Or else you can do this one. You can simply go to the location where you save the file, click here and right click copy. You can get the path and then you can go into the Anaconda prompt and type cd space and you can right click and paste this location. So it will also move you inside into that folder. Now after that you have to type dir to check whether that YML file is over there or not. So are you guys are all are there in your directory where you save the YML file? So if you have any problem, let me know. Not working? In the D. Just click here, You can maximize this window. And click here. So you saved it in C users desktop, IMSA Python training. This in your desktop. Just copy this path. Right click and copy the path. The entire path. The entire thing. Yeah. Just copy. Control C and you can go into the terminal. And then you can type CD and then paste the path. Then paste the path and then hit enter. Now you have typed C and then one colon, two dots, and you can hit enter again. Now it's changed. Now type dir, you will see. Now type dir, you should be able to see the YML file. No, you don't need to open this one. You have to go like this from the command terminal.
No uploading. Just open this page and finish.
Yeah. If it is loaded, then you are done. You don't need to import. You have that IMSA YML environment, no?
Yeah.
So first you have to activate this environment, then type Jupyter Lab. But some guys they don't have the environment. That's the issue. So you don't need to worry. You see the YML file over there, no?
Check it for one. I checked many environments.
Yeah, you have the environment. This is the environment that we need.
CD before the.
Yeah, you have to type CD.
But it's already in C. So we need to go out from this.
And now you have to type D semicolon to change the base. Now type dir, you will see. You don't need to follow this step. So if you see that YML file, what's the command that we have to use to create the environment? What's the command? Yesterday we discussed this one. What's the command to import the environment from the YML file? Then you have to type the YML file name, the entire file name. So either you can type it or you can simply copy this one and paste. It's up to you. You can type or even you can copy. Then you have to hit enter. After you type this one, you have to hit enter. So this is the procedure. So you have to type this one. to import the environment. So this is the command that we are using when we need to import an environment. To create an environment using a file that someone provided. So now what will happen? Now what will happen? Now it will create the environment, this environment name. The name of the environment will be this. And the version of Python inside that environment will be 3.6. And it will load all of these libraries. So it will install Jupyterlab, netcdf, and every library mentioned in here, it will like import automatically. So you don't need to type every single command like Conda install matplotlib, Conda install Jupyterlab. You don't need to type all of these commands. It will automatically download all the necessary libraries. For this process, it will take some time. That's why I ask you guys to import the environment first. And the other thing to do, like to work this one, you need to have an internet connection. If you didn't connect to the internet, like it will not work. The important thing is you have to connect it to the internet. So most of you guys don't have this environment, no? So this is taking time. So what we can do is we can use the environment that last time we created and we can import only the Jupyterlab. So tomorrow when you guys are coming, you should be like import this environment. Tomorrow also we cannot do the same thing. So then we can continue the training. So if you didn't like import this environment, just like create one manually and import only the one library that we need. Like today we will discuss about Jupyterlab. So we will only install Jupyterlab over there and we will discuss, like continue the training. Otherwise it will like take some time. So since this thing is going behind, what you can do is like you can open another Anaconda Prompt terminal. Just open another Anaconda terminal. Don't close this terminal. Just leave it and open another Anaconda terminal. You can open another Anaconda terminal. And then you can activate the environment that we created yesterday. So yesterday, I think we all created one environment. So you can activate that environment. So we can install one library over there and then we can use. So all of you guys have this IMSA training now. So activate this IMSA training library. So activate this one. All of you have this environment now. If all of you have this environment, we can go with that same environment. Because to import that file, it will take some time. You can use. The guys who have the environment, they don't need to follow this one. Only the guys who didn't have this environment, they have to do this. Just open another terminal and activate whatever the environment that you have over there. And then today we are going to discuss Jupyterlab. So we need to install Jupyterlab in that environment. To install Jupyterlab, you can type Conda install. Jupyterlab. This is the command. Just type this command. This is only for the guys who didn't see this environment in their environment list. If you see this one, you don't need to follow this step. Just type this command and hit enter, so it will install Jupyter inside your environment. Hmm? So for this one, I already installed the Jupyter Lab in here. That's why I am seeing something like this. So once it's done, you can type Jupyter Lab and load the Jupyter Lab in like coding platform. So from there we can go. So it's downloading, or you already launched, no? You already have it. You have to type yes. So if you see something like YON, you have to type Y and hit enter. Then it will like install all the libraries, necessary libraries for the to run the Jupyter Lab. Yeah, he also have this one. He can use this one. So again, we just activate this environment. That's enough. It's finished.
Yeah, finish.
Finished. If it is finished, I think all of you have like down. It should be downloaded right now. So if you install that thing to load the Jupyter lab environment, before launch the Jupyter Lab, what I say, we have to change the path. So I will change the path into my new location. I am going to do all the codings and save all the scripts in here. So I will copy this path name. So you also can like create the folder anywhere that you like. If you create it in like documents or somewhere, you also can do the same thing. You can like create the folder over there, just copy the folder path. Just click in here and right click and copy. So you will copy the path. Now we have to change the working directory into that path. So I will type cd space, and then you can like hit Control V to paste, or you can right click in your mouse. So and hit enter. So now still is not changed, but actually is changed. You can type your drive letter. So I am changing it to the D no. So I will type D and 2 double doors. So now it's changed into that working directory. If it is in C, you have to type C. If it is in E, you have to type E. So now I can launch the Jupyter Lab by using this command to launch the Jupyter Lab. Whenever you need to like launch Jupyter Lab, you have to type this command. Everyone, they change the directory. You have to create a folder and change the directory. So no one should be in C users. They should be in somewhere else. Only if you are in like using like document or something, you will see. You will see nothing because over there you don't have any file or anything. No? So you will see empty file over there. But in his working directory, I think he has some files. That's why he see this. Yeah. What happened? Okay, it's okay. You are now in like C, no? You have to change this one into some other environment, not into the base. Did you install the Jupyter Lab?
No.
So can you help him to create the environment and like launch the Jupyter Lab?
I created the environment. What is it? Right?
Yeah, if it is over there, like if you have this one, you just need to activate this environment and type the Jupyter Lab.
Yeah.
Because over there it's already installed.
It doesn't matter if it came to C. It doesn't matter if it's found in C.
No, the environment will be like all the files in the environment will be saved in here. But right now we are going to start the coding. So whenever we are saving the script files, those things will be saved in that location. For me, it will be saved in NUIST-IMSA trainings Jupyter Lab. So that's why I ask you to change the path. Before you launch this one, you have to change the path. Now, if you launch this one and try to like save any script, all the script will be saved in here. See, users Lenovo. So first thing you have to change the path before you launch the Jupyter Lab. You can create an empty folder in like anywhere you like. Just open your file browser, and then if you are going to create the folder in F, you can create the folder over there, and then you have to change the directory first before you launch the Jupyter Lab. So you install the Jupyter Lab. Now you have to change the directory. Otherwise, all the files will be saved in here. Users Anthony's PC. So if you saved it over there, it will be a mess. So no, if you create the folder in D, you have to type D, then semicolon, and then hit enter. So it will change into D. Now you see this system cannot find drive specified because you don't have D. That's the problem. You open this one.
It is called E. Where is E?
So if it is E, then you have to type E. Yeah. Then hit enter. So now you have E, so it will look like going to the E. Now you have to select this one. Just go into the folder. Just silent it. Now you can type CD and then your like folder you created. CD space and then the folder you created. The name of the folder. Then hit tab. You don't need to type the entire thing. You can hit tab. This one.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, you can go inside. You guys are not following up? Because you know in IMSA we didn't allow anyone to like attend training if they didn't bring the laptop. I think this is your first time you are participating in the IMSA software training. Where's your laptop?
Battery was not working. That's why today
So you have to bring with the laptop, otherwise how you can learn? You are not even writing, you are looking at your phone. So where's the like terminal? He didn't even like load the terminal.
it was working. Now battery is not working.
You also change the location, no? Your working location. Still you are in C. So first you have to change the directory into somewhere else because you know otherwise all the script will be saved in here. So then it will be a mess. So it's better to create a folder first for that thing and like move into that folder. So all the script will be saved in one directory. Did you change the directory? No, you are also in the C. So it's not like I am not recommending you to do this one because all the script will be saved in here. So first you have to create an empty folder. Just terminate this one by hitting like Control C and you can open your file manager and then so you can create a folder in your documents or somewhere. Since you don't have any other thing, you can like create a folder in the documents. So you can create new folder. And you can type a name for this folder without any space. Okay. Hit enter. Then you can go here and copy the folder path. So your folder is in this directory. So now you have to change into that folder. What's the command for this one? CD and then your file name. So what's your major? So you should know these things. So hit enter. Now you have like changed your directory to that place. So now you can launch the Jupyter Lab. So if you guys, all of you guys have changed the directory, then type Jupyter Lab and load the Jupyter Lab. So we can start exploring the Jupyter Lab and like if we have time, we can go with NumPy. First library that we are going to discuss is NumPy. So if you have successfully installed Jupyter Lab in your environment, it should load something like this. Since in this folder I don't have any file, you will see there will be no any files in here. So this is the environment like the Jupyter. Last time some guys said they work with Jupyter Notebook. So in Jupyter Notebook we only have this part. We don't have a file browser. And the other thing in here we have the menu file, like to create a new file, like either you can access this one, the main menu is in here, and then we have second option in here. If you click here you can see all the kernels that we are using. That means you need to have like you need to run the kernel to run a script. So right now no kernel is launched, that's why you see nothing is like appearing in here. If you launch, you will see like all the open tabs in here and then the activated kernels and the other files. And then on the third we have table of content. So this is also like in Word, you know, you can like give the heading names, and then you can see the table of content. Same thing we can do for the notebooks as well. For the notebooks, we can like create a simple notebook and we can give different headings and we can browse through that browse inside that notebook file using the headings. And the other thing is the extensions. So here we can install additional extensions. If we need to install any additional extensions, we can search from here and install. So there are some extensions that I am not going to use, but you can search PyText. So this is one what we call one Jupyter So this is one extension that we will use if you need to export a Jupyter Notebook file into a typical Python script file or an R script file. You can use this extension. So whenever you need to install a custom extension, you have to go here like extension manager and search for the extension and install it if you need. For this case, we don't going to do anything, just to show you guys the environment. And to the right side, you will see two settings icons. This is like the properties. When you run the scripts, you will see. And the other one is a bug icon. You will see a bug icon in here. So here you will see when you run the script, you will see all the variables that you have loaded inside your code, and even some other things. Like if you create breakpoints inside the code, you can see the breakpoints and everything in here. And this is the main window that we will use to do the coding. So how we can create a new Jupyter Notebook file. So here, if you go inside, you will see we have this window notebook. So, and also we have console, and sometimes we have CM command prompt, and this one will also comes in handy if you are learning Python for very first time. Show context help. So whenever if you need to load a function that you didn't know, it will show you the help file of that specific function inside this window. So first of all, we can like create a notebook file. To create a notebook file, you just need to click in here, and then it will create a file in your location. So if you open this one in Windows File Manager, now you will see one file is over there. Even here in the File Manager section, you will see File Browser section, you will see your file name. So should I send you this file, notebook file, or you guys like to type? So this is the notebook file that I have already created. So I think it will be better if I send the file to you guys. No? So now when I load the file, if I go into the navigation panel, you will see the table of content. So you can create the same thing for your codes as well. If I need to go into the sales section in this window, I just need to go into the table of content and click here. It will automatically go to that section. So when you are working in a huge code, this will be much more beneficial for you guys. For this one, I will send you the notebook file in the group, so you can download it and save in your folder, because otherwise I know it will take some time to run all of these codes. So let me share you the script in the group. So you can download this file and save it in the folder that we have created. Save this file inside your folder, and then you will see this file name over there, and you can double click it and load the notebook file that I have shared. So all of you guys have opened this file, then we can discuss how to create the headings and how to see, like in here we have 3 different sections that we can use, like code cells. We have code cells, markdown cells, and row cells. Just save this file in that folder and you can like refresh. After saving, you have to refresh. Not the same one? What's the issue? Not this file?
I use this one, but here.
Ah, you have to hit enter because you click the cell, that's why. You click the first cell, that's why you see something like this. Your internet is working?
Yeah.
For all the other guys, it's working. Just try to save it again. They just delete the file and like try to save the file again and save it. So you all of you guys have loaded this script now? You don't need to double click, just copy this one. Just save the file inside the like folder where you created this one. So in your Anaconda prompt right now, I am in where I am at. So I am in so my location is NUIST-IMSA Python training. So you have to copy that file in this location. If you copy the file in this location in your Jupyter Lab, you just need to click on this icon after copy, this refresh icon. Then you will see this notebook file over here. Then you have to double click this notebook and like load inside the Jupyter Lab. Did you download this file that I have sent to you?
Yes.
Where did you save it? You have to save it in the location that where you create this folder. You created it on like yeah, yeah. And the other thing, like no, this one I send additional file. This one at the end, this notebook file. So you have to save this as well over there in the same directory. After saving, you can load the Jupyter Lab environment. You can go back to the Jupyter Lab environment, the browser, and then you can refresh here. Then you will see this script. Then you can double click here and like load. Now you see this script. So if all of you guys are in here, now you will see in here we have like 3 different options now. We have, you can click in here, Markdown. The cell name like Markdown, if you click on this drop down icon, you will see we have like 3 options, code, Markdown and row. So if you click on the first cell, it's showing you Markdown. But you can like scroll down and click in here. So if you click here, you will see now it's changed to code block. So this is how you can manage your text and the code. So this is the text block and this one is a code block. So this thing I can execute, but this thing I cannot execute. This is purely for us to like see whatever the thing that we are doing. It's like a note that we are putting, like, okay, in the following cell, we are doing this specific task. So after that thing, like, you know, like after you run the script, sometimes you forget what you have done. This is the good way to like keep track what you have done. Even like you can show the same thing. Like if you create your code something like this, you can say like show this thing directly to your supervisor. Even he also can like read the entire thing because all the notes are also there, no? So he also can read it and understand what you have done instead of like sending a pure script file. So now if you double click in here, what you will see, the guys who are familiar with the coding, they know. If you double click on the first cell, you will see something like this. Just don't panic. You don't need to understand these things. This is just to create an heading. If you're familiar with the HTML, I think the guys who are doing computer science, they know. This is the basics. In HTML, if you need to create a heading, we are using H. H1 means the first type of the heading, and then heading 2 is H2, heading 3 is H3. So now if you need to type something like in heading 1, you need to open H1 and then type the text and then close the bracket. And then you have to change this one. Just imagine if I change this one into a code block and try to run this, it will give me an error because this is not a code block. This is a markdown file. So you have to convert this one into a markdown. Now if I click, like whenever you need to run the command, you have two options. Either you can click on this play icon. You will see this small play button. If you play this, like click this one also, it will run. Otherwise, the short command is you can click shift plus enter. To execute a code block, you have to hit shift plus enter after you type it. So for getting started, I will discuss notebook and text files and folders. We discussed this one. If you go into the home, if I go into the home, you see we have notebook, consoles, and this is like terminal. So that's what I discuss in here. And then notebook components. What kind of components that we have inside the notebook? We have the kernel that we are using and the some other kind of things. So here, whenever you need to edit something, you just simply need to hit enter, because you know you can like go like up and down inside each cell using arrow keys. If you press arrow keys, up and down arrow keys, you will see like you can move through your notebook file. You can simply like hit like up arrow and down arrow, you will see you can navigate through your script. So whenever you need to activate, okay, just imagine if I need to modify something over here in this text, I can either click, double click, or I can move here and click enter. So it will activate. Now I can do whatever the thing. If I need to modify this text, I can do it. So if you need to modify, you can simply type enter and you can type something. You also can try to do this thing. You can type the same thing, I or something, and you can hit shift enter to execute that cell. Now you see this one is added into this section. So the next thing is to edit, we can either hit enter or click using the mouse. And the other thing is command mode. So this one I will not discuss in here. You don't need to know about this thing that much. And in the notebook menu, in here you have file, edit, and save, and everything is in here. So if you need to save this file with a different name, you can click on the save icon and it will save the modified version of your script file. And then you have view, run, and kernel. So this one is the run file, and if you need to stop the script on running, you can click this interrupt kernel button. And then we have tabs. You know, tabs mean you can like work with multiple notebook files at once. Like this, you can launch different tabs and you can start working on it. So the next thing is cells. Cell is like you can create, like you can press on this button and like create a new Jupyter notebook file as well. You can like click on this add button and create a new notebook file. So here we will like do the practical thing. This one is the guide thing. So cell mean this one is the cell. you see this rectangular box which is highlighted from the blue color is a cell. In the cell, we can execute either code or markdown or raw information. So these are three different things that we can use. And then if we use the code, it's simply like this. So if I need to create a variable name like temperature, in the this in here I can type, I will say, just simply say temp equal 25, and I can click shift enter to run this one. So it will go under the code block section, so it will execute. So now you see a star mark in front of this cell, that means the code is running. If you see a star mark, mean that means the code is still running. If you see a number, that means it's already been run over there. So now if I need to display this temp, what I can use is print command. I can type print and call for that variable temp and shift enter. Two ways are there to execute a code block. Either you can shift and enter, shift plus enter, or you can click this play button. Why is giving me that error? Because here my variable name is temp and I type TEMP. So you also can do the same thing in your script. So this is what we call code blocks. These are code blocks. This is cell number 1 and this is cell number 2. So are you guys doing the same thing? Don't like panic about this thing. Just type the same thing. You don't need to like think about these things. This is just a variable. I create a variable and assign 25, like number 25 over there, and to view the variable, I just use the print command to view the number, the value of that variable. So these are the ones that we call code blocks. These are code blocks. रन कर लेना है मैं तो नंबर कर लेना है then नहीं रन कर. So you have to first type temp equal something, or you can give any name in here, variable name. You can give any variable name and equal 25, and then you have to execute the code block, that cell. To execute the cell, either you can press shift plus enter, or you can click this button, the play button, run this cell. So if you click on this one, you will see now the number is changed to 5. That means that code block like cell is executed. After that, I can print this one using either shift enter or either clicking this play button. So these are the example for code blocks. Sometimes this one will be like much more larger, like longer than this. One cell can be like much more larger than like longer than this simple command. So next we have something. This is like also the things like if you need to interrupt something, if you need to interrupt on like running the code, you can click on this button. So to show what does it mean, you can simply copy this one and paste it in your new notebook file. Right click and paste, or you can simply hit Ctrl V. Let me copy the cell. Ctrl Alt select and then Ctrl C and then Ctrl V. So don't think about the logic in here. I am importing the type and then loop in this one from 10 to 0. So it will continue from 10 to count from 10 to 1 with the time interval of 1 second. So now if I run this one, what I will see after each second is showing me 1 to like from 10 to 1 is starting countdown. If I need to interrupt this one in between, so how I can interrupt this? Just imagine if I need to terminate this code of like executing this code, I can click here. So if I click here, you see the code is interrupted. So that's the other way. Like if you need to interrupt code on running, you can simply press on this interrupt the kernel button. Then it will stop executing that command. Otherwise, if you click shift enter, it will keep running the script. If you press this one, you can interrupt at any time. So the next thing is importing variables. How we can import the variables. To import the variables, this one I am importing NumPy. So you have to type your like library name, import your library name, then as whatever the short command that you are going to use. So whenever if you need to look like call for NumPy library, then it will call as np. So you can copy this command as well. You can copy this cell as well, or you can type. To practice, I think it's better to type this one. Instead of copying and pasting, you can go over here and type import NumPy, then as you can give any name. If I type np, that's my short name or the name that I have given for the NumPy library. So if I click shift enter, this should give me an error. The guys who are using, I think for this one, it doesn't give me an error. For the guys who are using IMSA env, just try to run this one. Is it giving an error? Is giving an error, no? Because I didn't install NumPy library over there, because you can try to open that YML file. Here, did you see any library named NumPy? That's why you are trying to import the NumPy library, but the problem is inside your environment, NumPy is not installed. Now what you have to do? You have to download it. How you can download it? Before you import that thing, you have to download. So you can minimize your library and go back to this script. So now the Jupyter server is running. How you can interrupt on running the script? Like running the Jupyter server. You can simply press Control C. If you hit Control C, it will terminate the Jupyter Lab, like running the Jupyter Lab. Now you need to install NumPy library. What's the command to install the NumPy library? Conda install NumPy. You can try to install that one. Just install that library. It will install like much faster. NumPy is not that large library. You have to type Conda install NumPy. So this is how sometimes you will also face the same problem. When you try to run the command, you will see this is not installed or something. You see the command, no, what's the like error you see over there? It mentioning like NumPy library is not available or something. No? So after installing the NumPy, you can again run the Jupyterlab and go back to the script. Then if you try to run the command, it will execute, because now NumPy library is inside your environment. So for me, it should say like library already exists, no need to install. So if you don't have the library, you have to install. See, for me, I have that thing say like all the requested package already installed. So now what I can do is I can again launch the Jupyterlab terminal and go back to the code. So I can close this one, and now you can try to run this one. The guys who get the error, now they can try to execute this command. Now it will work. It's not giving an error, it will be executed. Because like after executing the command, right now the code is executing. That's why you see a star marking. After the code is executed, you will see a number is appearing over there. So why we need the numbering? So just imagine if I try to run this one at the very first time. So let me clear this one. Let me interrupt the kernel and restart the kernel. From here, you can restart the kernel. Whenever you need to refresh thing, you can like restart the kernel. I will restart the kernel. That means I have to run the script again from the beginning. Now, if I try to run this cell, this code block at the very first time, will it execute or it will give me an error? Definitely it should give me an error because I didn't specify the variable name temp at the beginning. Right now, I am, instead of like executing this command, I am executing the second cell instead of executing the first cell. So you also can do the same thing. You have to go into the kernel and then restart the kernel. And also you can right click and clear output of all cells. Now it will clear all the cell outputs. Now you will see the numbering is also gone from here. See, now if I execute this print temp function, it's giving me an error because this is the first cell that I have executed. If you see, number 1 is appearing in here. That means this is the first cell that I have executed. But the problem is I didn't mention the variable name temp. That's why it's saying name temp is not defined. So you have, this one is important when you are executing the, you can like find the order of the execution. Like if your script is so long and you see an error, that means the above code is not run, or you have to do some modification for the above thing. Like when we are discussing about the function, how to create the functions, if you face an error inside the function, you can create your function in the one cell, inside one cell, and you will like call for that function in the later part. Then if you need to modify the function, you have to go into the cell like where you create the function, and you have to modify it over there and execute that function first. And after that, you have to go back into the cell where you're going to use that function and call for it again. So if I hit this one, now it's showing me 2. So if I run this one again, what will happen? It's showing me 25. Now you see number is like 2, 3. So I executed the variable name first, and then I hit the ask for the printing function. So now you can import this NumPy. So now we are going to see inside NumPy there are like lot of functions that you can use. So one function is np arrange. Now if you need to see the docstring, that means docstring mean the function like they give the helper function or something. They mention, okay, if you call for this function, these are the variable that function is accepted. So you need to know whenever you need to call for a function, what's the issue. So you can copy this one, or I can type np, because in here I type np. If you type something else in here, you have to type the same thing. Since I type np, I can type np dot, and if I press on tab, you will see all the other functions that you can use inside NumPy. These are all the functions inbuilt inside the NumPy library. You just need to type np dot and then hit tab. Then you will see all the libraries, like all the inbuilt function available inside the NumPy library. So in here, one function is this arrange function. You can type np dot ar. If you type ar and hit tab, you will see all the functions begin with ar. So now we are talking about np arrange function. So now if I need to see the docstring, right now I should know that there's a like function called arrange inside the NumPy library. But the problem is I don't know what kind of variables or what are the things that the np arrange function is accepting. To view this one, you have like three methods of viewing the docstring of a function. First one is you can type what we call question mark at the end and hit shift enter. So it will load the docstring of that specific function. So this is the docstring. If you are calling for NumPy arrange function, these are the variables that it will accept. You have to give the starting point and then the stopping point and then the data type and some other variables. And even it mentioned if you are giving these kind of specific things. And the most important thing is at the end they provide some examples. If you are calling for NumPy arrange, you can like call for something like this, then it will create an integer type array like this. So you can specify this is the way to view the docstring. Now you don't need to worry about anything. This is only the way that you can use to view a function, the docstring of that specific function, because these functions were created by the guys who developed the NumPy library. But you don't know what are the variables that it accepts. So first, before you use that function, you need to know what kind of variables is accepted. To view the docstring file, this is one way, and the other way is I can delete this question mark and hit shift tab. So this is the second method. If you don't need to see it as output, you just need to like check it. You can like type np like your library name dot the all the available functions. At the end of the function name, you can click on shift tab. Then it will also show you the docstring. And the other way is, other method is, if you open a new tab and click on this show contextual help, it will load another separate tab. Now I can go back into the my coding section and click on np arrange. So if I click np arrange, it's automatically loading the docstring over here as well. So these are the three ways that you can see a docstring file of an function. So whenever you need to understand, okay, what this function mean, what kind of variable this function is accepting, you can use these three methods, any method that you like to view, to understand this function. So here for the example, in the arrange function, they are accepting the variables in this format. First you have to give the starting point, then the stopping point, and then the data type and some other variables. So here they mention if you give the start, integral, integer or real, optional. This is optional thing, but for the stopping thing you have to give an value. So all the variable, the description regarding showed like those variable names are also provided in here in the parameter section. Typically, if they write the function in a good manner, they should include the docstring function inside, like docstring inside that function. And even they should provide you some examples. This is just you need to remember is how to show, how to view the docstring of a function. So we discussed three methods. One is at the end you have to type the question mark. Then it will, after you execute the command, it will show you the output as the docstring. And the other thing, if you don't need to get the output, you can type shift tab at the end. So this is not an output, it's just a pop-up, like pop-up window. Whenever you like type something or like click on the cursor, it will go away. And the other thing is go to the launcher and launch the show contextual helper. So that's one thing you need to keep in your mind. So we will use this one in the upcoming classes. And then the next one is markdown cells. So right now we discuss about the code cells. So these all the cells are code cells, not markdown cells. Now we are going to discuss about the second option in here, markdown. So why we need markdown? Right now, if I go into this this script and go into this option, the table of content, did you see any headings or anything in here? Why? I didn't mention the headings, what I am doing over here. So if I move into this code, you will see the headings are there. It's because why? I mentioned the headings. So we use markdown cells to specify headings, and even if we need to type something inside the cell and see, okay, this is the thing that we are going to do in the below function, we have to use a markdown cell. So in markdown cells, these are the formattings that you can use. If you can type something like this, just try to type something. Let me go into the cell and type something inside. You can put 2 stars and then you can type something. This is an example. So now you have to change this one. At the end also you have to give 2 star marks, and you have to change this one from code block to markdown. And after you change this one from code block to markdown and hit shift enter, you will see now the text is bold. So you can do the same thing. If I remove 1 star and keep like 1 star at the beginning, and at the end I also keep 1 star and shift enter, now is italic. So this is how you can format your text inside your markdown cells. So markdown cells we typically use to describe our coding, or if we need to describe something before we start the coding, we can use markdown cells. To format the markdown, the basic thing is bold. If you need a bold text, you have to type 2 stars at the beginning and the ending. And if you need the italic text, you have to use 1 star. So if I need the italic, just give me, if I type 2 stars and I will type 1 here. This is the example for bold text. And then I will click enter and type one thing in between 1 star. This is an example for italic text. So if I execute this one, you will see this one is in bold text and this one is in italic text. So you have to change this one into markdown. You have to change this one from code to markdown, because this is a markdown cell, not a code cell. So then the interpreter will understand, okay, this guy said this is a markdown cell, so I don't need to run this part. So the interpreter will prompt this one as a text. So the next thing is adding headings. So how we can add the headings? When you are adding headings inside your code, you have to use hash marks. If you add 1 hash, that means heading level 1, H1. In Word also we have the same thing, no? I think you all familiar with the Word. I don't need to discuss about this one. No, in the Word also we have headings. When you are writing a book or your thesis, you have to use the headings to create the table of content. Same thing like this, you can use this word. So in the Word, you have this thing, no? I don't need to discuss, I think this one, you all know. So here, if you go in the styles, you will see the heading, see? Heading 1, heading 2. So if you need to add a heading like this in your script, you can use hash mark. For example, you can type, if you type hash, this one is heading 1 and shift enter. Now I need to change this one into markdown because I am using markdown. If I hit enter, what will happen? So here you also can see on the navigation panel, the table of content, you will see your text as heading. So I can arrange this one like this. Just imagine if I type, I can type this is the examples for code sales. I can hit shift enter, and how I can modify, how I can, if I need to change the position of this cell to be in the beginning, how I can rearrange the cells. If I drag this one, you see when you move the cursor over here, you see this plus icon. That means you can drag this cell and rearrange. You can move this cell into the beginning of your code. Whenever you need to rearrange the coding, you can do. You can click code, you can go into the left side of the cell block and you can click and press on your mouse, and then you can drag it over to the place that you like. So this is the example for code cells. So I will put this markdown in here, and I can create another section in here. So if you need to add a cell above the section, you can click this one. So I can type another heading. These are the examples for markdown cells. So I need to change this one from code to markdown and hit enter. Now you see two headings are in here. So if I need to go into that section, like the example for code cells, I can click here and it will automatically go there. I don't need to scroll through my entire code. I just simply need to click here and it will redirect me into the place where I put the markdown, the heading. So that's the way, like if you need to put a subheading, another subheading, like just imagine this is the main section, and in under this section, if you have a subsection, if you need to create a subsection, what you can do is, I will add another cell underneath here, and I can type 2 hash marks, and this is bold and italic text. I will change this one from markdown, and if I type this one, you will see under this heading I have another subheading. So this is important when you are developing your script. So these are just basics. When you are developing your script, these things you need to remember. So this is the example. So heading 1 will be in this format, and subheading will be in this font size, and the subheading 3 will be in this size, and the subheading 4 will be in this size, and subheading 5 will be in this size. And the other thing is how we can create a list inside the markdown cell. If you need to create a list, how we can create the list? So there are two ways. Like we have like numbered list and ordered list and unordered list. So whenever you create a list, what's the command that you have to type? So simply you can put the star mark and then type your text. So whenever you need to create an unordered list, you can give the star mark and then put a space and then type the name. If you need the ordered list, you can type the number and then type the thing. So how you can create the ordered list and unordered list? So just imagine if I need to create an unordered list, I will put the star mark in here and then give a space and type list item 1. So I need to change this one from code to markdown, and I can enter list item 2. See, now I create a unordered list. If you need the ordered list, how you can create? You just need to give 1 dot and then list item 1, then enter 2, list item 2, and then tab item 2.1. So if I change this one from code to markdown and execute this one, you will see a ordered list. So this is an example for unordered list. How we can create an unordered list? If you need to like type in over there in the markdown, you just need to put the star mark and then type your list item 1 and then press enter. Then you can give the list item 2. So if you need the unordered list, you can just type the number, then dot, and then list item 1, list item 2, and then likewise you can type list. So this one is unordered list, this one is we call ordered list. So these are the what we call markdown cell examples. And the other thing, other text formats that you can use. If you need to type blocking or something, you can use this. If you double click over there, you will see the structure. So here you will see what is this. You can go into the code that I have sent you in the group. If you double click over there in the text, you will see this one. So the first one is a heading, or what we call this one. If it is starting from hash marks, that means headings. In Markdown cells, it's heading. But when it comes to code cells, what is the hash mark mean? If it is a code block in Python, we can put the comments, no? In Python, if it is a code block, hash mean comment. But if it is a Markdown shell, hash mean a heading. With the number of hashes, you can decide the heading level. So this one is heading level 4 because we have 4 hashes. And then we have a normal text. These all are like normal text. And then we have what we call raw file. So if you type something in between these 3 commas, it will be a raw text file. So it will appear the same way that you type after you execute the markdown cell. So the other thing is, if you need to show a like code block, you also can type something like pre, and then you can type the entire command and in this one. So it will show as the script, like a script thing that you have type in here. So this is like text formatting options that you have over there. And if you need to create a table, you have to go with this mark. So where you can find this symbol in your keyboard, like above the enter, if you press with shift and the what we call the forward slash or backward slash, this one, the forward slash, above the forward slash you will see this icon. So whenever you need to create a table, you need to display something in the table, you can click shift and then this mark and your first column name. This one will be column 1, and then I can close the column using this one. So this one will be column 2. So if I need to create a 2 column table, then I can enter, I can give the first value of row 1, and then I can in the first column, and then this one will be value 2, row 1, second column. So now if I change this one into markdown and execute, it will give me the table structure. So these are the ways that you can add different kind of text styles inside your markdown. So the next thing, what if we need to load an image inside of the markdown cell? Just imagine you can like browse for any image. You can browse for any image in the web. Just imagine now we need to show an image inside our code. Just see like your methodology. If you need to show you a methodology, let me show for methodology. Let me download one methodology diagram. Why the internet is not working? So just imagine if I need to load this one inside of my code, how I can do it. I will open image in new tab. And copy the link of that image. So now I need to show this methodology diagram inside of my code. How I can show it? So for that thing, we can use this function. You need to put an exclamation mark and then you have to type the link within 2 brackets and hit enter. So it will load that file, like that image file inside your Markdown cell. So this is the way that you can insert an image inside your notebook. Either you can copy this command or you need to remember the entire thing. So within two box brackets, you need to mention, okay, this is the image name and then path to the image. Otherwise, if you don't need anything, you just need to mention the path. So if I need to load this one, I will simply copy this command and paste it in here. So let me copy this value and paste it in here. It's not coming. If it is not coming, I can type exclamation mark. Within the box bracket, I can give the name. This one is my methodology. I can specify something like this, and then within two brackets, I need to specify the path. So I will put the specified path and convert into a markdown, and then I will shift enter. So it will take some time to load the image. You also can do the same thing. You can browse for any image and copy the path of that image and paste it over there. So you can show an image inside your notebook file. So now it's taking some time because the code is, I think the image file is big and my internet connection is not working properly. That's why it's taking some time. Otherwise it should have like load. See, now that image is loaded inside. So this is the way that you can like customize your script file. This one, if you need to insert some text like some image, either you can do the same thing. Just imagine if the methodology file is in your directly, just save me this image file inside the training location. So I created this file in IMSA Python training, and here I think so I can save this file in here. And if I go into the Jupyterlab file manager and refresh, I have this file in here. You can either load the image file in the web or a local file. No matter what, you have to use the same script. You have to type it in this way. First, you have to put the exclamation mark, and then within the box bracket, you have to give the alternative text for your file. You can give like your methodology text file or something, and then within two brackets, you have to give the path. So if I need to show a locally stored image, I can simply copy this name and call for that image. If I need to load the locally stored image, both way it will work. Now this is like loading locally, not from internet. So if I need to load the web like that methodology file from the web, I need to copy that link and paste it over there in the script, and then you have to put a space and give within two brackets. You have to mention, okay, this is my methodology section or whatever the image that you are going to put in here. It's like up to you. You are the one who's going to create the code, and you are the one who's like going to type these things. This is just for an example. So this is the way like you can modify your like script file. Instead of like typing it like boring coding lines, you can give some examples. Like you can type something and like explain, okay, in the following code, this is the thing that I am going to discuss, and this is the main function. If like after 2 or 3 years, if you didn't touch that code, or you can read the like markdown cells and you can understand, okay, this is what I have done, instead of going through the code. So those are the basic things, and the other thing is putting equations inside the markdown cells. If you need to put an equation inside your markdown cell, you have to use these two dollar marks. If you type $2 marks and type something like this, it will be inside the $2 marks, it will automatically format it as an equation. So simply, if you need to format something like equation, you need to put $2 marks at the beginning and another $2 marks at the end, and then in between these two you can type your equation. So simple equation F equal ma, you can type something like this, and then you can convert into markdown and shift enter, so it will automatically be formatted as a equation. So this is the way that you can create equations in your markdown cells. You just need to type $2 marks at the beginning, and ending there should be another $2 marks, and in between this you have to type your equation. Now you have to execute the cell using shift enter or that play button, using the play button. So even you can type these complex equations. Even if you need to type a complex equation like this, you have to use this formatting when you are typing. So that's the basic things regarding no, we will take it. So those are the basic things regarding this Jupyter Notebook. Till now we didn't discuss anything like coding part or anything. We only discuss about how to create a markdown cell, how to create a code block. So you will see these are the code blocks. And the other thing, last time I discussed about this one, there's a small debug icon in here, no? There's a small bug icon. So last time I say, whenever you import some variables, you can see all the imported variables in this section. Anyone have the experience with MATLAB? If you have the experience with MATLAB, you know, when you load something, all the variables are shown in your workspace. So same thing like this, if you need that functionality, you have to click this bug icon in your Jupyter Notebook file. In your Jupyter Notebook file also you have a bug icon. When you press this one, it will become this color. It will activate like red color. Now you can see on the left side, if you execute this one, temp equal 25, you can see you have created a variable. Your variable and your value is on the left side. Just imagine if I create another variable like a equal something, a equal 50, 67 or something, and shift enter, you will see now I have two variables. See on the left panel you can see. Without hitting print command or anything, you can see. No matter what, all the variables that you have loaded will be appeared on this panel if you click on this bug icon. If I like unpress this one, it's automatically go away. So these are the basics regarding the Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook. So tomorrow we will discuss about NumPy, or should we start it today as well? I think it's better to start tomorrow, no? So tomorrow onward we will go with NumPy. So this is the basic way how you can create. So if it is a code block, you have to change it from here. If it should be a like a markdown cell, you have to change it into markdown. What's the difference between markdown and code block? Can someone tell me like what's the difference, main difference between code cell and a markdown cell? Code cell's main purpose is to execute the code. Markdown means like main purpose is to we can get an idea. It's for us, not for the code like interpreter or Python. It's for us. We can like create a beautiful script like this using the markdown. Even I will show you the NumPy script. Let me show you guys the NumPy script file which I created. So it will be much more beautiful when you interact with this code rather than interacting with the boring code with a huge amount of code. So this one is also like plotting function. See, I will go with this one like inline matplotlib function, importing a matplotlib and like creating a basic chart. So if you see something like this is much more beautiful. No? Just imagine if I delete all the things. Let me copy this one and paste and create a new file. So if I delete all of these markdown cells, what will happen if I delete this markdown cell? This is also a markdown cell, so I don't need this. If I delete these things, now there's no markdowns, no? Let me delete this cell as well. Delete. You can hit delete. So now this is the PO script file. So if you understand the codes, you will know like what you have done. Just imagine if you send this one to someone else, will he understand? And the other thing, I don't have any headings, so I cannot go to different sections in my code. That's why we need Markdown. But if I load the previous code block in here, I have the Markdown. If I need to go into the heading, I can go into the heading. If I need to go into the basic line scatter plotting section, I can click here and go into that section. Even if I need to go into adding interactive plot, I can go into that section. That's why we need Markdown. So it will be save our time, like it will definitely save our time. If your code is much bigger and you need to focus on a specific section and you even forget where you type, you can like use this table of content. If you put the Markdown, you can go through the table of content and go to that section directly and modify it over there. That's why we are using Markdown. So tomorrow we will discuss about NumPy library. You guys need to remember these things and don't forget to import that environment. Just try to import that environment and come tomorrow, because over there we have all the necessary libraries. When you are coming tomorrow, please import that YML file and come, because we will use this environment for the upcoming training. During the entire upcoming training, we will use this IMSA ENY. So what's the command? If you forget the command, what's the command to create the environment? Again, what's the command to create the environment? From the YML file, Conda env, this one. Don't forget this one. Please create this environment, like import this environment into your environment list and come tomorrow. And to revise what we have discussed today, what are the things that we have discussed today? We discussed about Jupyter Notebook, because we are going to use Jupyter Notebook for our training. So what are the things that we discussed in the Jupyter Notebook? So if we come into the Jupyter Notebooks, if I ask someone, what's the difference between code cell and markdown cell? Can someone tell me, like, did you get the point, the main point? The difference between code cell and markdown cells. Difference between markdown cells and code cells in Jupyter Notebooks. Yeah, if we need to run a code, we have to use code cell. If we need to like type something or like to say, okay, this is the thing that we are going to do, we have to use markdown. So for the code cells, we will discuss how to coding. For the markdown, if you need to put a heading, what's the what's the symbol that you have to use? If you need to like type a heading, what's the symbol that you have to use for the headings? Can someone tell the symbol for heading? For the headings, which symbol we are using? We discuss about these symbols, no? Hash mark, 1 star, and at the end 1 star. Here we can put something and 2 stars, and we can type something and do something like this. And even $2 marks. Inside this we can type and execute. So why we are in like markdown cells, why we are using hash? For headings. So if we need the heading 1, H1, we will use 1 hash mark. If it is a heading 2, we will use 2 hash marks. And if it is a code block, what's the hash? For the code block and for both commands, we can use hash. When it comes to code block, it will be a comment. But when it comes to markdown, it will be a heading. And then if we type something inside 2 star marks, what will it be? The text will be. You can try to run that thing in the markdown cell and see what will happen. No, in markdown cells, if you put something in between 2 star marks, it will be, the text will be italic. Bold or italic, you can check. 1 star is italic. If 2 star, it will be bold. And the other thing, if you type something inside $2 what will happen? It will convert into an equation. And the other thing, we discuss about what we call ordered list and unordered list. If you need to create an ordered list, how we can start? You can simply type your number 1, then your list item, first list item, and then type 2, then your list, the second item of your list. And if you need to type something under 2.1 in here, you can hit enter and press on tab and then type 2.1 and give the item name. So if you are going with the unordered list, you have to use 1 star and then give the item name. If you need to create another unordered list under this one, you have to hit tab and give a star mark and type whatever the thing. So this is for ordered list and this one is for unordered list. So these are the basic things that you need to know. If you type something else, like just imagine if you didn't mention anything, you only type something in the markdown cell. So if you need to type a paragraph or something, you can simply type something and then put it into a markdown cell and shift enter. So it will be a paragraph. For normal paragraph, you don't need to type anything. But if you need to do any formatting, you need to understand these symbols in the markdown. Main thing is heading. Rest of the thing you can omit, but you need to put headings. Why? We can browse through the code using this table of content if we put headings. If we put headings, then we can browse. Otherwise, what will happen? I show you the example. So if we didn't put the comments, now in this notebook, this is the same exact notebook, no? This is also the same exact notebook, but in here I put headings. See, this is heading 2. So I put headings. That's why from here I can navigate inside this notebook file because I put headings. But if I remove all the headings and use this one, can I navigate? No headings are there. So I need to know where I put this specific section. So I have to say like go into that section manually by reading the code. So it will save your time if you put headings inside your code. So that's the main purpose. These are like for the decorative task. If you need to show this one to someone or if you need to conduct something, this is much more advanced. If you format it like this, you don't need to create a presentation or something. You just need to go with your simple thing. So I didn't create any presentation today, no? Because why? I create all the entire thing like a Word document. So that's why we use markdown cells. Code cells we are using for coding purpose. That's the main 2 things that you guys need to remember. And the other thing we discuss, when it comes to coding, we discuss one main important thing. Importing function you can omit. We discuss one main thing. This is the major thing. If we need to check for the docstring of a function, how we can see? We discuss 3 methods. What's the first method? With the question mark. You have to call for your library, the imported library short name. If it is NumPy, if you call like NP, then dot. So after putting dot, what you can see, like if you press tab, you can see all the functions inside this library. And then if you call for a specific file like np dot arrange, and then now we need to understand about this function. What are the values this function is accepting? For this one, we have 3 methods. First one is putting comma. After putting like a question mark, we will see the docstring file. If we don't need to get it as an output, what we can do is we can simply remove this one and press shift plus tab. Then it will show you the docstring file in a pop-up window. And the other way is going to the contextual help. So those are the 3 methods. So when we discuss about the NumPy, I will ask you to go and like check for the variables which are accepted by different functions. So you need to remember these things. This is like must known thing because you know like you are not the one who created the NumPy and even this arrange function. So those guys created that function in their own way. But when you are creating your own function, you also need to go with the docstring. We will discuss about this thing as well. Oh, so if some guy, if you need to know how we put this logo, is simply this command. If you need to like load the text file or image file inside your directory, first thing, your image should be in the same directory. So in here I have that image. You also can do the same thing. Just browse for any image. You can search for any image in here. Just type for any image and like download the image. You only need an image. So if I need to load this one, you can simply save this one as image. So I will save this one. You have to go with, it will not support web PHP. You have to download a PNG file or image file. So now this one is a PNG file. So where did I create that folder? I create that folder in my IMSA Python training, and here inside this folder I have that code. So over there I will save this one as NUIST logo. So if I need to show this one, what's the command I have to use? If I right click, you see NUIST logo. PNG is over there in my working directory. So if I need to show this one inside my notebook, what's the command? We have to put hyphen and then within two box brackets you can give this one. I will type NUIST logo and then within two brackets you have to give the name. If it is in the web, you have to copy the web address. If it is in your working directory, right now I am in my working directory, so I can simply copy this one, the name of this file. You can try to load an image inside your Jupyter Notebook file. So I will type my file name in here and then give a space, and within two brackets I will give the name again, or else you can like give it like leave it empty. Both are fine. So now I will change this one into Markdown and execute. So you guys can try to load the image inside your like notebook. So these are the things that you can like beautify your code. So you need to know these functions when you are modifying your code. But for the coding, otherwise you can like leave all these markdown cells and go purely with coding, but it will be boring. One main thing is boring, and the other thing you will lose control with this navigation. This is the main important thing because you have the navigation now. So I think you guys understand about this one. And the other important thing is this one, the debugging icon. So if you press debugging, you will see all the variables that you have loaded inside the code and everything you will see on the left side panel. So those are the main things when it comes to Jupyter Lab. So you should like how we can execute a code. What's the shortcut for executing a code cell? What's the shortcut to execute the code shell? If I like I am done with like typing this command and now I need to execute this code cell. What's the command? Short command. Shift plus enter. If I need to execute this first cell, I can type shift plus enter. Other way is click on display icon. If I need to interrupt on the like running the code, what will happen? What's the short command? When the code is running, if I need to interrupt, I can click this one. It will interrupt. It's saying like in here is saying low module name matplotlib because that module is not there because I am not using the IMSA env. Over there I loaded the matplotlib. Right now I don't have matplotlib installed in the environment that I am using. That's why I ask you guys to load the environment. When you come in tomorrow, please double check you have this environment inside your PC. Because you know to import like load like create this environment, it will take some time because it needs to download all of these libraries. It will take some time to download all of these libraries. So those are the things that we create, like discussed today. So tomorrow we will discuss about NumPy. If you have any question, you can ask now, because you have to clarify all the things before going ahead. Everything is okay, or is there any doubt in any area? Then tomorrow when you are coming, you should be able to like import the environment. I will not like discuss how to load this one or anything. When you type Conda env list, you should be able to see this environment. Otherwise, we cannot continue tomorrow as well. You need to have this environment listed in here. You guys all know about that thing, no? How to create the environment from YML file. Why I am keep repeating this thing is like you can find codes from chat, like even what we call GitHub. Over GitHub we have like lot of codes, but over there they should provide you the YML file as well. So then you can like import the environment first and then try to run the same exact code that those guys have created. Otherwise, if you create the environment manually by yourself, you will import the latest version of Python and latest version of every library. Then you try to run the code that they have developed 5 years ago. Then there will be some conflict between the packages. Even inside the packages, sometimes some functions are like depreciating. So that's why I am keep repeating the same thing. You should be able to create an environment using a YML file. So what's the code? What's the command to create the environment using the YML file? Again, Conda env create -f, then the YML file. Before that, you need to do one thing. You have to change your directory into the place where that YML file is saved. Then you can run that command. So that's all for today. Tomorrow also we will discuss with NumPy. Tomorrow is NumPy, then we will discuss about Panda. Tomorrow you guys have to code. I will give you some exercise. You have to do it in class.